everybody wants to know, did Emperor Xi blink? This whole situation in mainland China, we saw these tremendous patriots of Lao Beijing, of the Chinese people, stand up to Xi about these incredible lockdowns. Now nobody's locked down, but they're blaming it, saying COVID's going through the country. Was that a huge victory for Lao Beijing? Did Xi and the Chinese Communist Party, Prince, I'll start with you, did they actually blink and allow people some freedom?
Actually, Steve, that's a great question. I think it bothered him deeply, and I think it bothered the regime deeply, but I don't think they cared about it because they have never cared about the Chinese people in 100 years of the existence of the Chinese Communist Party. Now, but that sends a message, a strong message to the entire world, which is why we're here at America Fest. We have two booths, one in the exhibition area, one in the media section. We got the best of the best. We got the best setup. Why? Why do people love us? Because we're here to take down the CCP. And the recent protest in China tells the whole world that we, the Chinese people, have our back. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Oh, let me ask you, did she, the same question, did she blink? Did she, because here's the question. We heard everybody in the mainstream media say at the 20th Party Congress, Xi has the military reports to him. He has the state of China, the government report to him, and he's chairman of the Chinese Communist Party. He has more power than anybody since Mao. He's the most powerful person on earth. Yet, 8 or 10 weeks later, it looks like students, workers, housewives actually took to the streets of Beijing, took to the streets of the French concession in Shanghai and throughout the country, and actually he basically said, we're not going to do this anymore, and they blinked. Was that a big victory for Lao Beijing, ma'am?
Yes, Mr. Steve, this is Nicole. And before I get to the question, I just want to let you know that I just met a big fan of Mr. Steve K. Bannon. His name is Mark Reynolds from Fresno, California. And he works for the Span Construction and Engineering company. He really wanted to see Mr. Captain. And he says, he learned so much about communism and why America should stop communism. Wow. And he said he heard about the new federal state of China from you, from War Room Pandemic. And he can also sing Mao Guo's Take Down CCP, that song, that the rhythm. And so he's like 60 plus years old. And I'm so touched by this gentleman. And I see hope in this guy. America has a hope because America understands that the CCP is the most dangerous existential threat to America's liberty. So we're so happy to be here. And I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Steve K. Bannon for your help, for Maureen's help. That's why we're here. So I was a student at Tiananmen Square, from the Tiananmen Square in Beijing, from the Public Square and the Freedom Square in America. It's been a long journey, but we're so happy to be here. And I'm so glad you asked about the white paper protest in communist China. Enough is enough. This is the this is the moment for the Chinese independence movement, inspired by the American founding fathers. This is the time for the Chinese people to stand up and say no to the evil Chinese Communist Party and America's, it's a great legend. American experiment has inspired the Chinese people, has inspired people from all walks of life in communist China to stand up and say no to the CCP. So thank you, America. Thank you, America Fest, for having us to be here.
Oh, no, I got to tell you, I think people are so proud of you guys and so being fighters and so impressed of the quality of the broadcast you do.